my favorite uncle, one of my favorite uncles, of course. This song about my Uncle Hubert. Now, my Uncle Hubert lived in Missouri, and he was 6'3". He was the tallest man in our family. He was the biggest uncle that I had. He was a farmer, and he was a part-time preacher, and we loved going fishing together. And in Missouri, we'd go fishing on Lake Wapapella. Wapapella. I think we may just stand around one microphone if that'll work. Okay. Go fishing on Lake Wapapella. Well, my Uncle Hubert, when he got older, developed a disease called Alzheimer's disease. And you guys know what Alzheimer's disease, it makes you forget things. And when I heard my Uncle Hubert had passed away by forgetting things, when I had so many wonderful memories, I thought I should write them down. And the more memories I wrote down, the more I realized I had everything I needed to tell a story about my Uncle Hubert, the biggest uncle I ever had. Biggest uncle I ever had, asking me, do you want to go fishing? A bucket of minnows and tying a hook on the line. The biggest uncle I ever had, steering a boat over Lake Wapapella, soda in the ice chest, stories to pass the time. And then he'd put fried fish and coleslaw and hush puppies on my plate. For a boy of 9 years old, it was the best meal that I ever ate. And then he'd pat me on the shoulder and tell me how much fun he'd had. Hubert was the biggest uncle that I ever had. The biggest uncle I ever had, changing gears on a John Deere combine, holding me up in the seat so I could lend a hand. Biggest uncle I ever had, plowed straight rows like rays to a sunset, had a dry summer and had to irrigate the land. And his days were long and dirty, but he did his work with joy. Back home after supper, he'd fall asleep in the lazy boy. But he was in the field at sunrise, even after his back got bad. Hubert was the biggest uncle that I ever had. The biggest uncle I ever had would speak from the pulpit on a Sunday morning and sing about the gospel dwelling in Beulah land. The biggest uncle I ever had saying, let's all rise for 100. He'd pass the collection plate and then he'd shake your hand. And his hands were rough and gnarly, and his face was weathered skin. Smelled like oats and barley, and he always wore a grin. And though I only saw him once a year, I never saw him mad. Hubert was the biggest uncle that I ever had. Go tell Aunt Rhody, go tell Aunt Rhody, go tell Aunt Rhody, the old gray gander's dead. One she was saving, one she was saving, one she was saving to make a feather bed. Biggest uncle I ever had, he wandered off on a rainy evening. He went down the road and forgot how to find his way. The biggest uncle I ever had got lost in thought till his mind started slipping. When they found him, he didn't have a word to say. First he started losing keys, and then he started losing time. The church, the farm, the family disappearing from his mind. When they called to say he passed away, it made me sad. 'Cause Hubert was the biggest uncle that I ever had. Yeah, Hubert was the biggest uncle that I ever had. Thanks. Thanks very much. Thanks for coming. I appreciate that. All right.